So I watched Elon Musk on SNL.
I actually did too, believe it or not.
We finished the show last week, and yeah, that's what I did with my evening afterwards. Was watched Elon Musk on SNL. What'd you think of it?
It was actually the first time that I had ever seen Elon Musk outside of, little press drops and clips and stuff like that. Is he foreign? Like Scottish?
Yeah, I think he's oh God, where is he from? Not Scottish.
Because
I think he's South African.
He's got an accent. And I didn't realize that he had an accent.
Where is Elon Musk from? Yeah, he is from South Africa.
He's from South Africa. Okay, so yeah, because then when they wheeled out his mother during the opening, that's when the accent was really full. But I had never seen Elon that much on camera for that long a time. I'm not that invested in what he does.
I've seen his presentations and stuff. I thought the whole thing was pretty cringe.
No, go ahead.
I was pretty just like, oh no, the entire time. Specifically that Wario skit. Oh God, that was so rough.
The only reason why I went and I watched it is because I was listening to the Michael Mara show, and they had mentioned that he had done it, and they said on the Michael Mara show that it was like the best episode of SNL in a long time. So I'm like, oh, cool, because SNL has been tanking this, for years. And so I went ahead and pulled it up on the old Hulu, and I rather would have watched poop come out of someone's ass into a toilet. That was just horrible. Miley Cyrus, when did she was the musical guest. When did all of her songs just become her yelling?
That's what I was saying, dude. I was like, dude, she just screams into a microphone.
That's all she's just like, she's the female Machine Gun Kelly now. What the hell?
Yeah, and like I think she thinks she's like being powerful and belting, but it doesn't sound like she's belting. It just sounds like she's just pushing her diaphragm way too fucking hard as a singer.
Now I'm afraid to say anything, or I'm a little nervous to say anything about Elon Musk, but I understand he admits that he has Asperger's syndromes. Is there a little bit of Parkinson's in there as well?
Parkinson's? Why?
Because his mannerisms, and he was always, you know what I mean? I'm not saying that to pick on him. I'm just saying that his mannerisms, every time he spoke, his posture changes. Everything's in his shoulders. It was just awkward.
I think he was just nervous and like, and not a performer, So like, he was just nervous tics, I think. And you know what? I'm actually a person. Believe it or not, I kind of watch SNL still to this day.
Oh, you're the one person.
Yeah, and I watch them like later on Hulu as well. Like if I get bored, I'm like, oh, I've got a backlog of SNLs I can watch, and I'll just like throw them on while I'm playing a video game or something. I'm just a huge fan of sketch comedy. I really like sketch comedy, and yeah, largely a lot of SNL is pretty bad, but I do think it gets way too much hate. I think in a few years everyone's gonna be like, oh, it wasn't that bad,
I mean, I chuckled at one scene, but here's the thing. Here's the problem. I can't remember what it was. I can't remember what sketch it was that actually made me chuckle. Normally the news desk segment, Weekend Update makes me chuckle, but the black guy, I can't get past the fact that Michael Che, I can't get past the fact that he can't separate his teeth. I think his teeth are just glued. His teeth, he never, I don't think, you can't see a tongue. His teeth are just stuck together. And yet he has the ability to enunciate, but his teeth never separate. And that's all I see when he's speaking. is his teeth just don't come apart. Watch the next time you're watching. Watch Michael Che's teeth. They don't come apart. They never separate.
It is consistently the best part of SNL is Weekend Update because it's not like a sketch. Like I feel like if you're writing something topical in a week, that format works really well. I mean, a lot of people have like ripped off that format since and have done it better. Like Jon Stewart in particular, I think was kind of the king of that whole genre. But I like the Weekend Update guys. What do you think like the best SNL cast was? Like what era? You know, there's different SNL eras.
The Eddie Murphy, Dan Aykroyd, Jim Belushi.
The like 90s guys.
Yeah, early 90s, late 80s. I think that was in its heyday. But then I will give a little bit of a tip of the cap to the Jim Carrey. Wait a minute. Jim wasn't on SNL.
No, he was on In Living Color.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. So I would go back to late 80s, early 90s SNL cast back then.
Yeah, I think that's a solid one. Like, and then like Mike Myers and Will Ferrell and.
I'm not a Will Ferrell fan. We've identified that.
Yeah, we've talked about this.
Drives me insane.
Adam Sandler and David Spade, all those guys. Classic.
That's who I was trying to think of. The Adam Sandler time on SNL. I thought there were some funny times that came around then too. I mean, I do like Adam Sandler. We got the freaking, that's when he started producing those albums, those comedy musical albums, during his SNL time. And of course,
gobble gobble gee, gobble gobble giggle.
And I mean, you can't have SNL. You can't have an SNL historical conversation without Chris Farley. It's just absolutely impossible.
Classic. There's a great sketch. I think I showed it to you. I can't remember. There's a great sketch of Chris Farley and Adam Sandler, and it's like a dog walking company, and they're doing a commercial for a dog walking company, and Adam Sandler's just like, "Let me walk your dog."
Oh yeah, you did show me that. You did.
And then Chris Farley's like, let him walk your dog. And then at the end, Adam Sandler's like, "Let me be your dog." And Chris Farley, "Let the boy be your dog."
I mean, dude, Chris Farley does that thing and he pushes his voice to the back of his throat, and it's just freaking hilarious when he's pandering to you. But on the Saturday Night Live episode that was the Mother's Day episode, I guess, is the one Elon Musk did. Yeah. That Mother's Day bit when they were doing...
went on way too long and the jokes made no sense.
The jokes made absolutely no sense. And clearly that was cut together. That wasn't cut together. That was done live. Yeah. The awkwardness of Miley. Do I sing? Do I not sing? When I come back? I mean, dude, who was directing that? And was the director directing it with pen and paper or his foot? That was horribly put together. And I stopped for a moment and I thought to myself, when this aired live, this was the only thing on that network at that time was this Drek. It was bloody horrible.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad.
You can't traipse out your stage moms. You can't do that. It just doesn't work.
Yeah, I thought most of the sketches were pretty bad. Elon Musk is not good at performing. Not necessarily his fault, but also I feel like they should have poked more fun at Elon. I think it would have been more well received if they just taken more jabs at him, because like going into it, there was a lot of backlash. Like people are like, why is this billionaire going on this show? There's a lot of hatred towards billionaires right now. And I think if they like took some jabs at him more, but it was more like, let's suck Elon's dick for like an hour and a half. Isn't he great? He does SpaceX. He goes to space. Not talking about how fucking stupid the guy is at all.
I mean, his mannerisms and his line delivery. Yeah, this isn't. At the end of the day, this isn't something that I would suggest he do again. It didn't work.
I don't think it will. Also, it was funny that like the whole time he was talking about Dogecoin, and the day after he went on, Dogecoin dropped substantially in price.
Yeah, he tanked it.
Yeah, because everyone's like, no, fuck you, Elon.
And that's more proof that people don't take him as a joke. Too many people take everything. A lot of people take everything he says seriously. You know, but the bad thing about that is that when he saw that Dodgeball coin fell, I know in the back of his mind, he was like, wow, I really do have that much power, where a simple, stupid joke that I thought was going to be, you know, a passive joke that wasn't even delivered properly.
But he was saying
the market.
No, but he backs Dogecoin and he wants it to, but it failed.
I know, but by him delivering that stupid joke that was horribly done, and then Dodgeball coin having that effect to him. If I was Elon, I'd be like, damn, even my horrible jokes can affect the market. I mean, that's got to be a power boner for him, a power boner.
But I feel like he was intending for the opposite result.
Yeah,
you know, and
still it's still a power boner.
I guess.
You know, even though the joke was horrible, I thought it was going to be something bigger when I heard about it, and when I watched the episode back, I was like, it was a horribly delivered line. And the bit just went on and on and on, just way too long.
Yeah. Just to bring it back, this is gonna be a long intro. I don't care. I think my favorite SNL cast, like my favorite era, is that like mid 2000s era when you had people like you had like Tina Fey, you had Amy Poehler. You had Bill Hader, Andy Samberg, all those guys. I'm just like a huge fan. Jason Sudeikis. I really, really like all of those guys.
I tip a cap to Andy Samberg. I like his lips.
What?
He's got some really interesting lips.
Because there's like a lot of the guys from that era like went on to be pretty huge. I'm looking this up right now. Mid 2000 SNL cast.
I would give a tip of the cap to that that era of SNL too, because I like the Andy Samberg. Because during the Andy Samberg era, that's when we got the Justin Timberlake "Dick in the Box" song.
Yeah.
Some iconic moments came out of that era of Saturday Night Live as well. So I could see that as well.
Yeah, Fred Armisen, Will Forte, Maya Rudolph, of course. I know you're not a huge fan. Seth Meyers now does like the like late night show, and of course Jimmy Fallon does the late night show as well. So he's a play school toy. I think of Jimmy Fallon, I just think of some soft plastic play school toy. I just think of him laughing. Just like his fake laugh, just
yeah, his like nervous laugh is in his. When he laughs, when Jimmy Fallon laughs, it makes you think like when he's laughing in the inside of his head, he's probably thinking, "Are these people ever going to discover the 13-year-old girl that I have in my basement?"
Yeah,
that's Jimmy Fallon's laugh.
He is a great impersonator, though. He's a great impressionist. He has some really good impressions. I stand by that.
He's just too cute. He's overly cute.
He is kind of cute, I guess.
He just tries too hard to be cute. I don't know.
I also Bill Hader is amazing. He's got this show right now on HBO called Barry, and it's like a dramedy sort of show where he plays an assassin, right? Like he's an assassin, but he wants to become an actor. And like the show is about this assassin that has to live with this juxtaposition of being an assassin where you have to be in the shadows constantly, and being an actor where you're literally supposed to be on stage in front of everyone. It's really funny and actually really, really good. Check
Bill
it out.
Hader, I remember him being pretty good.
Good impressionist.
Him cracking up the other actors.
Yeah.
Is what makes that funny.
Oh my God. Yeah. There's some, I'm a really big SNL fan. I really like sketch comedy. I liked Mad TV back in the day. In Living Color, I liked as well. I was just always a fan of sketch comedy. I wish there was more sketch comedy. I wish it wasn't just SNL, because there's not really another sketch comedy sort of. I guess YouTube. There's just good sketch comedy on YouTube, but
college humor.
Yeah, Gus Johnson.
But broadcast, Mad TV, Gone the Way of the Dodo Bird. In Living Color, Gone the Way of the Dodo Bird. I wish it had more staying power. I wish there was a little bit more competition for Saturday Night Live.
Well, and Lorne Michaels has said, when he decides to step down, they're probably just going to end SNL as well.
I would imagine so, because he's the sultan of SNL, and
he's old. So how old is Lorne Michaels?
I'm going to guess in his late 70s.
Yeah, 76.
Yeah.
So
he could run for president.
Yeah, that's like the age prerequisite, I think.
Yeah.
I guess we should start the show in proper, even though we've already gone for 20 minutes.
Yes, let's start the show. 5, 6, 7, 8.
What is up, boyos? Welcome to the Jake and Cory podcast. I'm Jake. That is Cory. What is up, Cory?
Our president needs to stop running.
Wait, did something happen?
No, every time I've seen him on the media, Uncle Joe, and he's coming out, with the Oval Office, or he's walking out of, some car in Michigan or something. He does this jog thing. Okay. We know you're old. You're not fooling us by trying to jog and tell us that you're vibrant and alive. All it is just a little old man running. And quite honestly, it's sad. Because, dude, he's got 3.5 more years to go. If he keeps this up, he's going to fall. And
he already has. See him fall up those stairs?
Yes, but he wasn't running. He was doing a little Joe.
Yeah,
Uncle Joe, stop it. Just walk out there like you are a little old man that we know you are. We know you're smart. We believe you're vibrant and alive. Stop running. You're going to fall more, and at the end of your presidency, all of the late night show hosts are just going to have montages of you falling. Uncle Joe.
That could help him get reelected, though.
Stop running. He came out the other day when the big news across the world, I watched, a little bit of the news when I heard this break that fully vaccinated people can return to normal life unless you're in India. And he came out maskless out of the White House into the Rose Garden. Beautiful. A little small part of me was kind of hoping that one of those bees buzzing around the roses behind him would just fly up and go right up his nose or in his mouth or something. I thought that would have been funny. But he comes out and he's jogging. And he does this little old man jog, and I'm sure his feet come off the ground centimeters. It's not a good look. You're not fooling anybody to believing that you're young and vibrant. Just walk your old ass out there, Joe. Deliver your words. Put your arm around Kamala. Even though we know your only reason why you're holding on to cousin Cam is because she's holding you up because you just got through jogging at 700 years old. Stop it, Joe.
I think he's jogging? I think he's pretending to jog and he's actually on wires. And they're actually just carrying him out.
You just, if the cameras zoom out, you just see these big, huge electric dollies up there with people with, you see Geppetto up there with his strings. And he's just, you know what I mean? Stop it, Uncle Joe. Stop running. You're going to trip. You're going to fall. And listen, you've been married to Mama Joe for 1,000 years. You don't need to bend over and pick her up a wildflower off the ground. You're not impressing her.
Dude, you got to appreciate it, though. You got to appreciate, he's still got game in this old age.
He doesn't, dude, he invented the game. We get it. Okay? Your jersey is hanging in the rafters, Uncle Joe. You don't need to prove your game no more. We retired your jersey.
You're right, though. His feet do barely come off the ground, and I imagine it's like a skateboard. So if there's just a little pebble there, he's just gonna go flying forward.
He's over, and we don't need him falling. That's a hip.
Oh, dude! If he gets one scratch, his entire skin will just come off like a snake.
I mean, when you're 700 years old,
it's all held together like a.
When you're 700 years old, your skin is already very thin. A good Washington D.C. gust of wind coming off the Potomac. He's all bones.
Yeah.
His skin is gone. Stop it. I'm tired of seeing our Uncle Joe run. Stop it. Or skip. Or actually just rapidly drag your feet. I'm tired of it. Stop it.
Sorry, people keep coming in my freaking bedroom. My niece and nephew are here visiting with my sister. And and they keep trying to come in my room. But before we started the show, I had a second to show my nephew my records, and he had never seen records before, like vinyl records, and so I was showing him vinyl records and explaining to him how they work, and there's little grooves, and there's a needle that reads the grooves, and that's how to create sound, and he was just so fascinated by it, and I'm like, it's like a CD, and he's like, what's a CD? It's oh my god,
wow. You're old, and having all those family and friends over is gonna be great for your compressing at the edit.
Yeah.
That's okay. I deal with it on my show all the time with Doug and his daycare center that he runs downstairs in his home. But nevertheless,
yeah.
When are you getting your own place?
Eventually, hopefully. Right now the housing market in Phoenix is just not that I'm gonna buy a house, but even just getting an apartment in Phoenix is more than I really want to spend.
I'm an empty nester now, and my son is moving into his first apartment next month, and his rent for a 2-bedroom apartment that is a little under 900 square feet, $1,300 a month.
Yeah, it's insane. And that's low. That's low for a 2-bedroom.
And that's on the low end in a college town.
Yeah.
$1,300 a month. That, without putting too much of my business, that's almost more than double what I pay for my mortgage.
Yeah, that's insane.
That's crazy. And so, and the reason why is because, and all of you fathers that are out there listening, as I show a little bit of my fatherly side, when your kid moves in to get their own apartment, the one thing that you want to do, parenting tip here, always have their full month's rent in your savings account somewhere. Because when they get their first apartment, they're going to hit a snag. They always do. So I will, from now on, have a separate account with just that amount of money in it for incidentals, or for his mortgage, or not mortgage, his rental. And parents, I know everybody's not always financially, and this doesn't happen right away, but this is something that you work towards. You want to have their rent payment so that you can at least get them out of their last month's rent, and you can get them out of there. Another $200 for their electricity bill because you want to be able to pay that. if you have to get them out of there, you know what I mean? And always have some empty boxes stored somewhere.
Yeah.
That's just a fatherly tip. And I have 4 kids and I'm having to do that 4 times over. Actually, only 3 because Dominic, my oldest, is doing fine.
It's very true. I can't tell you from experience because I'm not a father, but I am a son. And
all we're missing now is the Holy Ghost.
Yeah. And actually my dad is here too. So you probably hear him screaming and yelling.
I hear the whole entire party, but hey, yeah. You're the one that's got to do this in post, not me.
Yeah.
That negative 15 3.1 ain't gonna do much for you today.
Yeah. But the reason I live with my sister though is because rent is so crazy high, and the fact that we can split it is really nice. And she got in on this apartment before things really boosted last year. So, dude,
if I was in a position where I would have to be renting right now, I would definitely be in a roommate. If I was in a position where I would have to be pursuing rental right now, it would definitely be a roommate situation. It's ridiculously crazy.
I am looking for a place though, like to go solo, just because I want to have a space to do my shows and stuff. But like, yeah, it's just so damn expensive. I'm really hoping that maybe it'll drop down eventually. But I don't know.
It's gonna drop down. It's gonna drop down, and when it drops down, it's gonna fuck over a lot of homeowners right now that are thinking the moment that we're in right now. Look, I live in a home.
Should I sell? Should I? Yeah.
Well, no. What's happening is that there's a lot of things that are going on. Number one, interest rates are very, very low for a lot of homeowners, and interest rates are low, and property values are through the roof right now. You can sell and make a killing. The only thing is that you can't buy.
Where are you going to go?
Yeah. So you know what I mean? You're going to have a whole lot of this money, living in your car?
Yeah.
So,
yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
How this is going to fuck homeowners that aren't being smart about it is that, one, they sell and then they can't afford to go to another place, or they refinance and the rates are so low that you now have all this extra money that you now have either in your pocket or you're doing renovations on your house, and your property value is really high. What's going to happen is that when rent comes down, property values are also going to come down. And what we're going to see is we're going to have another slight bubble where you're going to have a whole lot of people now living in a house that's worth $150,000 owing $212,000 on it. Because right now I live in a house that's over 35 years old. Okay. My house is appraised for more than $300,000. I know for good goddamn well this house ain't worth over $300,000. But if I was to call my bank right now, they would be willing to give me $250,000, $275,000 for this place, which would be asinine, because when the market steadies back out, this house is going to go back down to what it's truly worth, $150,000, $175,000. So it's going to fuck people over that are homeowners, and people are looking at the fact that, oh shit, I have $100,000 in equity. That shit is going to go away. This bubble is going to pop and people are going to be fucked again. So I'm hoping that people are being a lot smarter, that when these rents come back down, these property values are also going to come back down, and people aren't going to be ending up upside down in their house. And trust me, my bank is doing their best to try to get me to get more money out of this house, to take money out of the house. And trust me, I could use the extra money right now, but fuck no. I know that the market is going to level out at some point. Interest rates are going to go back up. Property values are going to go back down. And that's been business school here on the Jake and Cory podcast. Thank you.
Cory, the real estate agent.
Not the real estate agent, financier. But I do have empty nest now, and I'm all alone. House is really big.
I wanted to bring it back to what you were saying about being a dad and like saving that money. I never had an experience where I like needed my full rent covered or whatever, but I did have an experience. I may have shared this on the show before, but there was an experience when I was going to college. I can't remember if I shared this on the show or if I just told you. It doesn't matter. I'm resharing it.
Reshare it.
There was a time when I was in college, right? And I went up to NAU, grew up in Phoenix, and when I went up to Flagstaff, I was like, oh, I'm by myself, I'm doing it. And then I get up there, I'm doing what I need to do. I go to the classes and they're like, hey, you need to buy all these books. And I'm like, oh, shit. Okay. They can't be that expensive, right? So then I go and look at the books. It's going to cost me like $500 to get all these fucking books. And I'm like, I don't have $500. Like I'm stressing out. I'm like, I have like $200. I don't have enough for all of these books. So of course I called the father. I'm like, hey man, I need your help. And he's like, oh yeah, I got you. He shot me the money, bought the books, never used the books in class.
Yeah, that's how it happens. When my kid is finishing his second year at ASU, and when he was selecting what school he was going to go to, I opened up an account that would be his college incidental account. And what that meant was having a certain amount of money, or having an amount of money set aside on a regular basis. And I started because he started looking into college in his junior year of high school. So I started this in a junior year and throughout his senior year, and just having, little amounts of money put over into that account for his college incidentals. And what I mean by college incidentals, like what you just explained, books, shit that, we weren't really thinking about, or he wasn't really thinking about at that time. It would have been things like if he needed books. It would have been things like if there was a special out of normal school activity that would have aided in his in-school activity that he wanted to become a part of, or, things like that, so having that. And then if he had decided not to go to college, then he would have just had it would have been just a nice little gift to him for his high school graduation. That's the way that I kind of worked it. But when you're a parent, you do have to, do your best to try to, have that cushion for them. You don't let the little motherfuckers know you got that cushion, though.
Yeah.
You don't tell them.
And also, it's just a good tip as an adult, because I've learned that lesson. Actually, that's when I learned that lesson. I always have at least a month's rent of money saved up just for myself. Because not only is that, if you just, for whatever reason, reached a snag and you're like, oh shit, I don't have rent money, you got it saved. But it's also like, oh shit, my car's radiator just fucking busted, and now I need to replace the radiator on my car, and it's going to cost me $1,000. There you go. You've got your cash ready to go.
Have I ever explained to you, Jake, the Cory's financial element of 3?
No,
I've never explained to you my financial element of 3.
I don't think so.
I'm surprised that if I have, it's probably a long time ago, when you and I were much younger, and you were much
back in 2013 when I didn't even know which way was up.
Yeah, that's true. You're a lot of fun now. The element of 3, Cory's financial element of 3, is you don't acquire any bill or any charges on a monthly, that's a recurring monthly charge, like rent or a credit card statement, or just everyday life things that you need that are recurring, insurance, healthcare, stuff like that. You don't incur any charge, or you don't accept any debt that you cannot pay 3 times in 1 month. So let's say, for example, you have a rent payment that is $500 a month for easy adding. If you're not pulling in at least $1,500 a month in rent, or $1,500 a month net, that $500 rent is too high for you. That's the financial element of 3. If you go out and you get a brand new cell phone and you have all of the perks on it, and you have it's $150 a month. If you're not netting in 150 times 3, don't get that cell phone at $150 a month. It's the element of 3. Now, I'm not saying that in the element of 3, you have to be able to take your combined monthly expenses and be able to pay them at 3 times a month. What I'm saying is that when you go out and you acquire new things, new financial responsibilities, If you can't pay your rent 3 times over in 1 month, your rent may be a little too high, or you may need to share it with someone. If you're going out and you're getting a mortgage and you can't pay that mortgage 3 times over, this is also the financial element of 3 also aids in you not having to be so codependent upon someone else to pay your rent. If you get into a place where you have, like I told my son this too, he's getting a roommate. I told him, I said, can you afford that rent on your own? And his answer was yes. Then I gave him my fatherly stamp of approval to pull in the roommate, because you don't want to get into a situation where you have to 100% depend on someone else to keep your roof over your head. So if you apply Cory's financial element of 3, you'll avoid having to have that dependency on other things. So I apply that to every bill that I acquire. If I can't pay it 3 times in 1 month, I say I can't afford it.
It's good in theory, but like
it's hard to do in reality. Trust me.
Because especially in Phoenix right now, like I was saying with the rent, like, you know, and wages are low, rent is high. Yeah. It's kind of, you know, for a lot of people, it's just I can't find a place cheaper than, you know. In
this moment, I 100% agree with you. Then I would,
you know,
I would drop it down to an element of 2.
Yeah, because if I were trying to get an apartment, 1 bedroom, I'm not gonna disclose how much money I make, but let's say you know, the cheapest apartment you're gonna find is gonna be like $900.
Yeah, so that means that you would have to have a net
$2,700.
A net income of you would have to bring in net $1,800. Wait, I did that times 2. My bad.
Yeah. Times 3.
Times 3.
27.
So yeah, you would have to bring in $2,700 net. Yeah,
that's pretty high. That's
very high. But I agree with what you're saying. This particular financial environment that we're living in, especially in Arizona, yeah, it would be pretty difficult to do the net 3, but with other things in your life that you could possibly deal without. Like instead of having like the full cable package with the HBO and the Skinamaxes and shit like that. Instead of having, you know, iPhone 24 or whatever it is, you know, you get a used iPhone 7S that still dials out and lets you get your porn and your text messages.
I'm so fucking lucky because my phone is paid for by my work. So like I don't even have to worry about it. It's so nice.
Oh, you're just like my son. His cell phone is paid for by my work too.
You mean you?
Yeah, me. I mean, I told him as long as he is in school, his cell phone will be paid. And that little motherfucker, I tell you what, boy, he is a spoiled little brat. But the element of 3 is something.
But at least he's in college, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, the element of Cory's financial element of 3 is something that you can take and apply to certain instances in your life. And what it will do is that it will allow you. I know that, and Jake, I know that the statistics say that, you know, there are a high percentage of Americans, maybe 75% to 80% of Americans are 1 paycheck away from homelessness. You know what I mean? And it's an unfortunate reality, but trying to cushion it instead of taking, you know, those extra little dollars that you do trip over and go out and spend it on frivolous things. Fine, don't. And I told my kids, like, okay, let's go to the home store. I want to go to home store. I want to go to IKEA. I want to furnish my place. I told him, I said, AJ, my first apartment had a fucking crate, a milk crate, a can of Pepsi, and a pack of cigarettes in it when I moved in. I didn't even have a fucking pillow. You're not going to move into your first apartment and have it all decked out, nor am I going to have you deck it all out, because the odds of you losing your first apartment are quite high.
Yeah. I'm 27 and I just got a bed frame.
You know what I mean? So And parents have to be prepared for that, but don't go all in. I know a couple of kids that got their first apartment and their parents went out and spent all this money and on this furniture and all this technology and TVs and shit. And then the kid ended up losing the apartment and they didn't know what to do. So they panicked and just left in the middle of the night. And then the apartment complex ended up auctioning off $10,000 worth of fucking brand new furniture. Duh. You know, you don't. No, I'm not putting bad brand. No, it's ridiculous.
So me living with my sister, you know, she's my roommate, which makes it.
No, you're her roommate.
Okay, yeah. we're each other's roommates, but you know, it's made rent affordable for me. And in the process, I've been able to like pay off a lot of my student loans and stuff. And
yeah,
so I'm just getting to the place where I can like kind of start buying some things that I want. But of course, now that I've done this, I've decided I'm going back to college next year. So
yeah, there you go, Jake.
Yeah. So just put that debt back in my life.
There you go. What are you rolling right now? Are you still rolling that blue truck?
No. I
saw a blue truck. I saw a blue. What kind of blue truck was that you had?
It was a 1999 Ford Ranger.
I saw a blue truck just like that with the same sun-beaten stains on the hood. and I thought to myself for a minute, I says, man, I wonder what Jake looks like right now. And then I said, I wonder if Jake still drives that
You
blue
saw my
truck.
new car, right? I got a 2015 Ford Focus.
I have not laid eyes on any of your vehicles in the past 5 years.
I've had that for about 3 or 4 years now.
The last time I saw your vehicle, it was the blue truck, and you drove me in that skinny man's truck.
Oh,
and
yeah.
The reason why I said that is because it was such a small little truck. When I got into it, my knees were pushed up against my stomach, which, you know, like dominoes forced my man boobs up into my neck, my fat neck, then up into my throat, and I couldn't breathe the whole time I was riding in that little tin can.
That truck was beautiful though. Like I got that thing up to 300,000 miles.
That thing was a pothead truck. It was a poker truck.
It was, and I smoked a lot of cigarettes at the time too, so it just smelled like
I think we were both smoking at that time.
Yeah.
I think both of us were smoking at that time.
Yeah, and what ultimately did it in was it got in a few car accidents with it. And I was actually on an off. Here, we'll run down some of the accidents. Okay, first accident, I was 18 years old and rear-ended someone. Felt really bad. It happens to the best of us. Then there was another one where I was just driving and someone pulled out in front of me. So that was fun. But it lived. It lived through both of those. And then I got on an off-ramp, just sitting at the red light at an off-ramp, and someone just slammed into the back of me full speed, like didn't stop at the red light. Probably going like, you know, a good 40 miles an hour, just slammed right into the back of me. Hit me so hard that I slammed into the person in front of me and they slammed into the person in front of them.
That's an Arizona howdy doody.
Yeah. I was able to, and what was fun about it was me and the two people in front of me, you know, who ended up getting in the accident too. We pulled off and the person was behind me and they were following me to pull off as well. And then they just sped off. We got their license plate though, so it didn't matter. Nice. But I was able to drive it home. It made it home and I was like, oh wow, it's still going. But he hit me so hard that literally my seat broke. Like the seat jumped forward.
Is that why it was so far forward?
No.
When I got in it, because it was like
this was after that.
Oh, okay. So it's just, I'm not just slamming your little podunk old ghetto ass truck, because that truck was you, and you loved it, and you drove that truck until the fucking ground. The fact that you got 300,000 miles out of it, I applaud you. I would physically applaud you right now, but the compressor would most likely eat all of that. So just ladies and gentlemen, just take a quick moment and imagine Raucous applause right here. And we're back. So I applaud you for driving that truck into the ground, because that truck was you. We heard it coming 5 minutes before you got to wherever you were going. It was fine. I just remember you and all your hair getting out of that truck, and then your skinny ass little friend Nick, who does the other show with you, his daddy long legs climbing out of the back of it. You know what I mean? I just remember that blue truck. But when I saw another blue truck that looked identical to it on the road today, when I was out and about, it made me think of that blue truck and wondering if you still had that clunker.
Yeah, it's a pretty common car. The craziest thing about upgrading to a newer car, which now my car is old again, but when I bought it, it wasn't old. But
what year is your car?
It's a 2015. So
okay.
Now it's like a 6-year-old car, but at the time it was, a year old. But the craziest thing that happened was, with the truck, I was constantly filling up the tank, like all the time. This thing has a smaller tank, and I fill it up like maybe once a week. And I have a 30-minute commute to work. So like, it's crazy that like
the technology between 1999 and 2015 is huge. Substantial. I have a 2016 Honda Element, not a 2016 Honda Element, 2006 Honda Element. And it's the same thing. My 2006 Honda Element to my 2017 Honda now. Yeah, my 2017 Honda, I rip it open, rip the engine open all the time, and the gas barely, needle barely moves. It's made for in-city driving, because when I get on the freeway in my 2017 Honda, the gas needle just like goes to sleep. I'm like, well, how do you drink more gas on the freeway than you do?
Yeah, complete opposite for me. But
it blows my mind how my car performs better in city than it does on the freeways.
What's incredible, because like my truck was also a truck, so like that also kind of explains why it guzzled so much gas, because trucks just take more gas. But what's incredible,
those big ass ball tires on it.
Yeah. Hey man, I took care of my tires. All right.
It's true. I'm getting ready to drop $1,200 on 4 new ones on Wednesday.
You gotta get those things prorated, dude.
I'm a dealership brat. We've identified that. I'm a dealership brat. I know I can probably go down to Discount Tires or Walmart.
That's what I do, and then I go in, because they always pop before like the 2-year warranty or whatever, and then you pay like $10 and they replace it or whatever. It's nice.
Now, if it doesn't say Honda on the side of it, I am a Honda brat, man. Even my windshield, when my windshield gets cracked, I don't let Safelite come out and Safelite repairs, Safelite replace. No, I have to go to my insurance company, get special fucking approval to have my dealership replace my windshield, because I want that little Honda insignia that's down there in the corner of my windshield. I don't know, dude. It's like part of my OCD. Everything. If you don't have a blue H or a silver H on your little mechanic jersey, you're not touching my fucking car.
It's like not being into watches, but buying a Rolex watch. There's just something about the branding and the price tag that makes it more interesting,
I'm a tagger when it comes to the car. I don't know why. And my fucking dealership, they shower me with fucking love when I walk in, because they're like, oh, this motherfucker, we're about to get paid. I'm the guy that says, when Honda sends me a little alert that says, hey, at 30,000 miles, you got to come in for this astronomically expensive ass routine maintenance. Guess what? My fat ass is down there doing that astronomically expensive routine maintenance. And I know that all the service technicians down there make a commission, but I deal with one service technician. I have a personal cell phone number that I call directly, and I get the fucking presidential treatment. I go down to my Honda dealership, and if I go in the middle of the day and I'm telecommuting from home, I'll tell them that they will actually give me one of their back offices with a closed door to work in, with a desk and a chair and everything in it, so that I can continue to work while my car is being serviced.
Yeah, because they're like, we're ripping this man off. How about we give him a desk?
I get the perks, man. I love it. I love the perks. And then when I take my car in to get the tires this week, I'm actually getting a rental, because they're going to do a full redetail on my car.
Nice. But what's crazy though, going from my truck and then I look at my dad's. My dad just bought a 2020. It's like Ford's version of an Escalade. It's not an Escalade, but it's like the Explorer or whatever. Just
Ford Explorer.
Big SUV.
It's boxy, very boxy.
They're kind of cool looking. They're sleek looking. But what's crazy is he's got this massive fucking car, and it gets the same gas mileage as mine, and it's got like a fucking tablet that's like built into the wall, so you can like, crazy. Yeah, it's just like insane. It's got lights. You could change the lights on the side of the like mirrors, and like it's insane. The thing will like talk to you. It's so weird, man.
They're kind of cool. Like my car connects to my home Wi-Fi when I get it home, and it uploads its performance data to Honda. And it's a little creepy because it will send me an email to let me know that which tire is low and what that tire pressure is. It'll send me an email, let me know that I'm coming up on a oil change and it doesn't base it off of dates. It bases it off of a sensor in the car that's actually reading the current condition of the oil. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, and then people are worried about microchips and then sign up for shit like that. It's like,
I know,
bruh, they know where you are. They don't need to microchip you to know where you are.
Dude, my fucking washer and dryer sends me an email. My fucking washer and dryer connects to my Wi-Fi, dude. Skynet, it's coming.
You can play Skyrim on your washing machine.
It's crazy. I'm not kidding you. My washer and dryer sends me a fucking email every month that says, you've washed this many times and you use this cycle, and we suggest that it's time for you to do this cleaning. Your lint trap is this much clogged, blah, 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 blah. It's fucking crazy, dude. It's freaking insane. My washer and dryer connects to the Wi-Fi. If my Wi-Fi goes down, my drawers is dirty because you can't run the washer and dryer without the Wi-Fi on it.
I remember when I heard about smart TVs, and I'm like, what is the point of a smart TV? Like, what is the point? And now they're all smart TVs. There is no such thing as a non-smart TV now. Now it's not even a smart TV. It's just a TV. They all come. You'd be surprised if a TV didn't come with like Netflix on it and stuff now.
You can make your smart TV dumb by plugging your Apple TV into your smart TV. It's just stupid. I actually have Apple TV plugged into my smart TVs, but Apple TV has more features and is a lot more.
It's faster. Yeah.
Yeah, it's faster and it's a lot more navigatable. My smart TV because I'm another brand. I'm a brand brat.
I realize that
all the TVs in my house are Vizios because I just like the way that they look. I like their low profile. I like how small they are. And
I'm the same way. I like Samsung.
Yeah, and I'm a Vizio brat, but the Vizio, the only thing I don't like about them is that their fucking remote controls are just ridiculously bulky and dumb.
Yeah,
I don't like the remote controls. God, I sound like a boomer.
I'm the same way though. I have a smart TV, but I just plug my PlayStation into it and watch all my apps through the PlayStation. Just a lot more convenient that way.
Yeah, that's what my kid does. My kid says that he watches his Netflix through his PSN 4.
Yeah, I do it through my PSN 5 because I'm fancy like that.
Did you just do the snobby guy laugh for your PSN 5?
Yeah,
I'm okay with that.
I'm a brand nerd too, though. I mean, I bought a PS5 when there's fucking no games for it, so
I don't think you're as much as a brand label nerd as I am. I think that you're a little bit more compromising than I am. Like there are only 2 brands of cars I've ever owned. And the only reason why I've only owned 3 brands of cars in my entire life. And the first 2 were not my choice because they were bought for me. My first car was a Chevy. My second car that I got on my own and I didn't have any credit was a Ford Taurus. And then once I got smarter with money and was making more money, I jumped into Honda after I realized that I wanted a Suzuki Samurai. Remember the Suzuki little box trucks that used to run the road? I wanted one of those, but then when I learned that those flip the fuck over, if you took a corner at 30 miles an hour, I was like, okay, I'm out on those. And then I fell in love with Hondas, and I've had Hondas ever since. And I'm a Honda brat. And the only other brand of car that I would consider buying would probably be my midlife crisis car, which would be a BMW 6 Class of something. You know, it'd have to be 2 doors and a convertible, but you know, I can pull myself to drop, you know, $50,000 on a Honda, but I can't pull myself to drop $80,000 on a BMW. I just don't know why. And I don't know how I would take having to pay an oil change at $500. I don't know if I'd be able to do that.
I've only owned 2 cars, and they were both Fords. My Ford Ranger I loved. I will say, my current car, I'll never buy a Ford again. I fucking hate this thing. It gets me around, but I've had to get it fixed so many times. They've had like recall issues on several of the things with it. I've had to get the radiator changed twice. Like it's a horrible vehicle, horribly made. The Bluetooth connection just like fucks up all the time. It's an awful car. I would never suggest a Ford, and I will never buy a Ford again. But I will drive this car until it just won't anymore, because that's just how I do it.
And that's any day now with a Ford.
Yeah. Well, and the warranty is just ending, so yeah.
Don't let Honda fool you. Honda is a good car. They run well, but when them motherfuckers break down, they break the fuck down. Yeah. They're not just gonna give you some little, oh, this is a $20 hose. Nah, them motherfuckers, when they break down, they gonna break down and cost you half your life.
You know what
they do go down.
You know what I've been thinking about getting? What I'd like to get.
A tattoo on your earlobe?
I would like that as well. But what I would like in addition to my car is I'd like a little moped, like a little scooter type, like a street legal scooter, like a Vespa type thing. The look you're giving me.
Dude, you are not a Vespa driver. You know what, Jake? And this just may be my half chub talking. You need a Harley. I could see you on a fucking hog. Dude, you riding down the streets of North Phoenix on a hog with your fucking bass guitar strapped to your back and the neck sticking up behind your head, riding down the fucking streets on your way to your gig, your hair flying from under your fucking helmet. Oh, I'm almost there. That's a dream.
And that's why I said I'd want it in addition to my car, because I do play music, so I need somewhere to like put my amps and stuff. So I need a car.
Not a Vespa, dude. Get a fucking hog, man.
But I want something.
You can ride a motorcycle.
I want something that's not like super expensive, though. You know, that's the whole thing.
Harleys are expensive.
Yeah. Expensive. That's what I'm like.
I can't see you a Vespa. All
right, how about just like a small bike then?
Not a crotch rocket. You're not some middle-aged black dude trying to hold on to his youth.
Yeah, I didn't know that's some sort of stereotype, but
that is a huge stereotype for middle-aged black men. They go out and they get these fucking Hyundai crotch rocket bikes that you can't even sit straight up on. You got to hunch over. They go from 0 to 200 in 7 seconds, and they end up sliding it under a fucking propane tank at a damn Chevron station. And story happens all the time.
Yeah, I just want I want a small little thing that costs me like $2-3 grand, and like
a regular bike, not a Vespa. I don't want to see you on anything that has a foot platform. Okay, if you have feet platforms don't belong anywhere near wheels. You're either riding it or you're sitting in it. One or the other.
It'd be better.
Both.
It'd be better for the environment. I'd be able to weave in and out through traffic.
Not in Arizona. You weave in and out of traffic in Arizona, your ass will be eating somebody's tailpipe. Don't weave in and out of traffic. I saw a dude do that on a fucking bike the other day. It wasn't a Harley. It wasn't a Vespa. It was just a normal everyday little street bike. You know what I mean? And dude was weaving it out of traffic and he was in the lane over from me. It was like a 3-lane. He was in the lane over from me and he was weaving it out of traffic, just taking off fucking people's rear view mirrors.
Well, I don't want to
crack.
I probably wouldn't do that on the freeway. I really want it for like street roads because I think it'd just be fun to like drive around on street roads. You know? I
would be afraid to drive a motorcycle or even a Vespa in the city. Now, taking it outside or up where we live, where our roads are a little wider and you know there's a little bit more room. Yeah, or even taking a bike on a road trip. Yeah, but in the city.
Not like
I'd be
like
too
downtown,
afraid.
but like, you know, I don't know.
Vespa, please, no Vespa.
Well, probably.
I mean, if you're gonna wear a Vespa, just make sure. No, I was gonna say something that was probably gonna get me in trouble. No Vespa.
Okay.
No Vespa. Motorcycle. Yeah, doesn't have to be a Harley, but a motorcycle. Yeah, but if you do get a Harley, and your hair is really long and it's flowing from under your motorcycle helmet and your base is strapped to your back and that black case is just sticking up from behind the back of your head. I'm telling you right now, I have dreams that start that way.
I feel like Harleys are like, you know, I don't want to
motorcycle.
I don't want to like join a biker gang. Like that's
you don't have to join a biker gang. You just have to have a Harley.
Like, I don't want to start, like, wearing, like, leather jackets and shit, you know?
Oh, please don't start wearing leather. I also have dreams that start like that. My old executive producer, Philippius, and I went out and did bike night one time at Westgate as a show and connected with a couple of people that own, that run Harley Anthem Harleys. And we were, like, really in big conversations about, actually getting a Harley at the time. You know what I mean? And I was actually looking at a Harley Fat Daddy. And us going to the Harley Davidson motorcycle school and getting our motorcycles licensed and stuff like that. That's always been like, that's like a bucket list item for me. Not necessarily to have a Harley, but I definitely would have a cruiser bike. Not one that's built for speed. I want one of those grandpa cruiser bikes that's got the speakers and the radio and the turning signals and, you know, seat belts. You know, I want a grandpa cruiser bike. You know, just you
like
put
what
on
the
it
cops
and
drive. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, those are actually almost damn near racing bikes.
Well, yeah, but they're
under
like,
all that cop shit.
But they're like set up like those old grandpa bikes.
Yeah, they're kind of set up like that. But you know that a actual police cruiser, some of the police cruisers are actually built and designed so that they can fit through a doorway length of space.
Why would they need to do that?
Because sometimes people will run into places that are just only a doorway wide.
They're like, hey, we're going to drive through the fucking mall.
They actually can. They can. If it's that, if the pursuit is that high, they can. But I've always had a sleeper desire of being having a motorcycle for leisure, not everyday travel. Like you get up on the Saturday and after you get your Jesus on, you throw the old wife or you drag out the old boyfriend or whoever it is. You put them on the bike, you strap them in, you go through the Jack in the Box drive-through. And you go, you hit the open road. You go from like North Phoenix up to Anthem, or you go from North Phoenix up to, Sunset Cliffs off of the 17. You just look up there, dude. I still do that to this day. Prior to COVID, I would just drive up to Sunset Cliffs and eat out of the vending machine and turn around and come back. And then on the way back home, stop off at that pie shop off of I-17 and grab a pie and come back home and sit in the middle of my living room, rip my shirt off and eat that pie and cry.
You were saying, what was the car that you really wanted? You want a BMW?
I would want a BMW 6 Class that is a convertible 2-door coupe.
What I've always wanted, because I'm a fucking weirdo, I've always wanted a Lotus Elise.
I don't even know what that is.
They're these old cars from like the 70s. Is
it a Vato mobile?
No. It's like a sports car, but it's just sort of a weird looking car, sort of Austin Powers-y, or like
what is it called?
James Bond, a Lotus Elise. They're weird, and I like them, and no one has them, and that's why I want one. Because if I'm gonna spend a lot of money on a fucking car, I'm gonna get a car that no one has.
They're not weird looking from what I'm looking at, or maybe this is a drawing or a sketch or something, but this isn't a weird car. It looks like a fucking GTA car, a Grand Theft Auto car. Is this not the car?
Oh, I mean, like those are the newer ones.
Is this not it?
Those are like the newer ones. I wanted like an old.
Yeah, it's a 2011 is what I saw, what I pulled up.
Let's see, 1995. I don't know.
I mean, these cars literally look like GTA vehicles. Grand Theft Auto vehicles.
Look up like the 1995 one or like the 1997 one. They're just like stupid looking cars, and I like them.
I don't think these are stupid looking cars, honestly.
They look like race cars. They look like fucking. They look like.
I would never get. They do. I would never get one because I would never be able to fit in one.
Oh yeah, that's fair. But that's just the case with sport cars in general, right?
Yeah,
I mean, they're all kind of small.
I mean, I drive nothing but coupes, and I still have to, grease up to slide in and out of a few of them. But
how do you feel about Mini Coopers?
I would love to see. I actually told my son that I would love to see him in a Mini Cooper, and then he was like, "Pops, buy me one." And then I looked I looked down at the fact. I reminded myself that number one, he has a penis, and number two, who his mother is, and I decided against it.
Yeah, I like Mini Coopers because they're weird. They're weird cars.
I like the Mini Coopers because I can just see my kid driving a little Mini Cooper, and I wanted him to get that. I told him, I said, the only car that I would get him would be a car that had 2 doors because I know he would do his best to shove as many people as he could inside of a car that had 4 doors.
And they also, it reminds me of that movie, The Italian Job, starring Jason Statham. If you remember that one. Classic.
I don't. But it's so funny because every time I see cars out on the road these days, because I'm so fucking GTA addicted, I look at cars and I'm like, I see someone driving fast and I give them that character's name that would be driving like that. Like I'll be like, oh, there goes X again. or if I see a big old, work van with pipes on the top, I'm like, oh, there goes Benji going out to lay some more pipe. You know what I mean? And then when I see some little old lady just driving the normal speed limit, I just look at her. I'm like, fucking local.
So I want to bring this up real quick at the end of the show.
The show ended 9 minutes ago.
Because you're a big Twitch guy. You watch a lot of Twitch.
I do. I watch a lot of specific Twitch, though. I would say that specific.
Do the people you watch eat on stream?
The good ones eat on stream, and you don't know they're eating on stream. But the big ones don't give 2 shits.
Yeah. It annoys the fuck out of me, dude.
It's very annoying when they don't give 2 shits. Now, my number one streamer, Benny Streams, he has perfected the ability to eat on stream and us not know that he's eating. He will go and specifically do something in the game that won't require him to necessarily be speaking a lot. So he could eat and still be playing the game or still be doing, he won't interact with somebody else. But there has been a couple of times where he'll be like, hey guys, I got to get my breakfast in. I'm going to take a mental nap in GTA. And then what he'll do is he'll just put his character in the car with someone else and ride around wherever they go. And he's not really interacting. He's not really playing the game, but the screens are still moving. And what happens is that chat just starts paying attention to the other people that are in the game at the time. XQC, he gives no 2 shits. XQC will eat. XQC's fucking maid comes into the background of his stream and starts cleaning up his house while he's on screen, face cam on 100%. He doesn't give a shit. He doesn't care. And he is the worst fucking eater ever. He gets fucking like Whataburger or something like that, and he'll just be eating it, lettuce falling all in his lap and shit, and him just wiping his nasty. I just imagine that his big, huge, beautiful house there in fucking Texas probably just smells like feet and chips. You know, I don't want to see my streamer eat. I don't want to hear my streamer eat. And another thing.
It seems so unprofessional, right?
Exactly. Another thing that's really unprofessional, and I actually unsubbed from this streamer, so I'm not going to mention who he is. Vaping in the middle of the stream, where he takes such a huge no, Jake, don't take this personally. He takes such a huge puff, and then he tries to RP, and no one can fucking understand what he's saying. You know what I'm saying? He can't find the timing to hit his vape and RP, and it's fucking annoying because he'll do that. And you get the, and then all the other characters like, I don't know what the fuck is going on. It's annoying. It's really, now if he does it when he's just talking to chat, I don't give a fuck. But I watch a lot of RP Twitch, a lot of RP streams. And the thing is that you hear that happening, but you don't see the character doing that. Now, he has played it to his character where he'll start his character in GTA smoking a cigarette or smoking weed. And then he'll use his vape voice. And that actually works. It works in the RP, but it fucks it up when it's not, and when it doesn't tie into his RP. But eating, some of them do it. Some of them cover it very well. And some of them the big streamers just don't give a fuck.
Yeah. The one that I watch, you know, I don't actually watch him like stream, but I watch his VODs later on YouTube or whatever. I'll watch his like segments because they'll like segment him out or whatever. Is Hassan? Yeah,
and he's Hassan Abibi or whatever his name is.
Hassan Abi. He's more of a political streamer, but he does partake in some of that GTA RP stuff.
Yeah, I've seen him on. He's on the No Pixel server.
Yeah, he is. He's good friends with XQC. He'll bring XQC on and like give him political tips.
He plays a cop. I believe one of his characters is a cop.
Yeah, I don't really watch the RP stuff. I just watch his political stream stuff, and it's just like every video I watch of his, he's always eating, and it's like, dude, like you create your own, and I've left a comment like, dude, please stop eating. And so
with his cam on,
with his cam on, and he's reacting to like a video or whatever, and like, you know, I'm like, please don't eat, and people are like, oh, he streams for like 8 to 11 hours a day, and it's like, well, he makes his own schedule, and he could easily just put a like be right back screen on for like, hey, I'm gonna go eat for 10 minutes. I'll be back in 10 minutes after I'm done eating, and then come back. You know, like a normal human being, and no one will leave his stream. Maybe a few people, but they'll come back when he starts back up again.
I mean, there's always stream hoppers, but what Benny Streams does when he actually eats, because he'll do 24-hour streams sometimes, and it's, I don't know how he does it, but he does 24-hour streams. What he'll do is that if he's not in the RP character at that time, he'll actually hide his character, put it in piss mode. So all the other characters that come around him realize he's, probably on a potty break or whatever. Or he will actually stop playing the game, put up a website, listen and drive. So chat, and then he'll put chat up big. So we call that a chat takeover. So he'll put chat up big on his screen, and everybody in the chat room will start interacting with each other. And that gives him a little bit of a break. But yeah, I get where you're coming from.
The other thing
sitting there eating, it's distracting and it's unprofessional,
and it's also like
it's not done right.
Especially like for Hassan, where he's literally like his whole thing is he watches a video and he like, he does commentary over it, and like he's reacting to it and giving his political takes on whatever this is saying. He'll like react to like Ben Shapiro or whatever, and it's just annoying because he'll like miss parts of the video, and it's like, dude, you're not even reacting well because like you're eating, like you're not even paying attention.
Yeah.
To me, I feel disrespected because I'm here watching you, and it's like, dude, if I wanted to just go watch this video, I would just go watch this fucking video. I'm here for your commentary, It's really annoying.
Now, I don't watch Twitch streamers that do things like that. I'm in the RP world. And there was one streamer, I believe it was Blastoise, that I just happened to be on the stream because Benny Streams wasn't streaming. And I watch Blastoise so often that someone actually gifted me a sub to Blastoise, which was cool. But Blastoise was like, to chat, he was like, my food's almost here, but I don't want to stop RPing. I don't want to break off from the team. So he goes back into his RP character, Down Bad Mickey, and he talks to all the other people around him like, hey, let's run over to Burger Shot. Food on me, Burger Shot. So he takes all the characters over to the restaurant within the game, and they sit down at this table, and he buys them all food, and all the characters are sitting there eating while IRL Blastoise is eating, and it just worked. It just really just worked into the RP. But I've never experienced it where you have Hassan where someone's doing a react stream and they're eating in the middle of that. I could find that completely distracting.
What's really bad about Hassan, and like not to shit talk Hassan. Obviously, I watch his content. I like him. I like his takes.
Do you sub? Are you a subscriber?
Well, I don't watch on Twitch. I'm a YouTube watcher.
Oh, okay. That's right. You said that.
Because I'm lame. Mainly because the Twitch app is not good. Because what I do with a lot of these is I'll put like the video on in the background, and I'll just listen to it.
Oh,
it's a lot of talking takes, and you can't do that with Twitch. You can't like close the app and still listen to it, but you can with YouTube if you have premium.
Very true.
But anyway, what he also does that really pisses me off is he'll be like, oh, hey, I gotta pee. And then he just clicks play on the video and walks away and goes to the bathroom. And it's like, dude, you're just playing someone else's video on your stream right now. That's that's not even fair use. That's just straight up stealing someone's video. Like, that's not cool at all.
At least in RP, they can put their characters into actual piss mode in GTA, and you're sitting there and you're watching the character like Hope, this imaginary wiener, and they're moving back and forth like they're pissing. And some of the good RPers will actually put their character near like a bush or something while they actually IRL go and pee. It's hilarious.
Well, and like, Hassan has like clips and stuff on YouTube where it's all segmented out. What he could do while he eats is like, hey, I'm gonna play this clip from a stream 6 months ago, this clip, and he could just play that clip while he goes and eats, and then people at the stream can just watch that clip, and then he comes back and continues. You know what I mean? Most people wouldn't even mind that, I don't think.
I've gotten so far into this fucking RP play, Jake, that I recut a scene that was in RP and posted it on Twitter. Let's do a react, Andy. You have your phone there. Go to Fat Guy Radio Show's Twitter. Have you seen it though? Have you seen the clip that I posted?
No.
Okay, go to Fat Guy Radio Show's Twitter. It's the last one. And of course it was a scene of Benny Streams. We'll do this quickly here at the end of the show. It was the latest post from 18 hours ago. I literally cut this and edited it and everything.
Everything the darkness touches is our kingdom. That one?
Yes. This is a moment in RP.
All right. We're going to sync this up?
Oh, yeah. We can sync it up. I'll send you the raw.
What? Are you just going to stream you going to stream it right here, or am I going to watch it here?
Oh, no, you pull it up on...
I've got it pulled up. I'm ready.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead and watch it, and then I'll send it to you live, and then you can cut it in to the show if you want.
Yeah, I could do that. All right. I'm watching it.
Can you hear it?
Yeah.
Look, Shisha. Everything the darkness touches. It's our kingdom. Beautiful, right?
What is even happening?
Okay, so Benny Streams' character Santi met this character of a zombie that's not zombie. He has an actual name, Shisha or something like that. And Benny Streams, I'm going to speak as their characters. So Santi meets this zombie and makes instant friends with him. So Santi is giving Shisha a tour of the ghetto, the Vadio, where the Vagos rule, because Santi is a member of the Vagos gang in the thing. So Santi creates this moment where he takes this fucking zombie character to the top of this like water cooler in the Vadio, the barrio, and they have this moment where it's a knockoff from The Lion King.
Yeah,
where
I picked up on that.
Yeah, where Mufasa takes the lion and says, it points to everywhere the light touches is our kingdom. Well, Santi does this with the other character, and he says everywhere the darkness touches is our kingdom. And what I did is that I went and clipped it out in Twitch, and then I won't go into the details on how I got someone else's stream footage and was able to manipulate it and add movie bars on it, put the soundtrack music behind it, and then literally recreated the Lion King logo to read the Vago King, and clipped it all together, made it this big, huge fucking dramatic moment like it was in the movie, even though this was literally just a moment in Grand Theft Auto 5 on Twitch. And I thought it was fucking hilarious. But that's how far deep I've gotten into supporting my fucking favorite streamer, is that I'm grabbing clips. Not going to tell you how I do it, but I do it. Grabbing clips from his stream and edit and exporting them and editing them down and remixing them on soundtracks and shit. And it's fucking hilarious. And his community, as you can see from the plays and the likes, they really embrace it. That's how much I am into this fucking RP Twitch streaming.
That being said, make sure you follow Fat Guy Radio Show on Twitter, and you check out Fat Guy Radio Show, which is live every Thursday still?
Yes.
Still? Because you did Saturday last time.
We did not do Saturday last time.
Or the time before last, whatever.
Way to sell it.
Yeah.
We no, what I think you're mixed up is that we taped our bonus show on the Saturday. Yeah, our bonus show. That's what we did last time.
I watched one of them live. I don't know, and it was on a Saturday. So,
that was probably on Twitch. That was a restream.
Oh, was it a restream? Oh,
yeah, that's a restream. Yeah, we restream on Twitch. We restream the good episodes on Twitch. Because if the episodes suck, because sometimes they do, or they don't get the Fat Guy's approval, they don't get restreamed. Half the fucking time, they don't even get posted on YouTube if they're that bad. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I have that much control over Fat Guy Radio Show because we only want to give you the best of the best.
Well, here at Lonercast, we upload it no matter how bad it is. That's the Lonercast guarantee. If it's bad, too bad. That's our saying. If it's bad, good.
If it's bad, good. I want that on a t-shirt. If you love me more, I would put that on a t-shirt for you and send it to you. If it's bad, ... ellipses, good.
So make sure you check out all our other shows. We got the Loner Gamecast, which is live on Twitch at 3:30 every Monday.
Man, that show looks good. I don't know what the hell's happening.
I know, dude. I know. It looks fucking sick. I'm hyped about it.
Ping pong heads.
I love the ping pong heads. Our starting soon clip is so good.
I mean, that should look like someone that was really, whoever created that for you was someone that's really trying to win your affection. Yeah. I mean, that should look like it probably took them a day or two to create that fucking motion tracking.
Yeah.
Pull that shit off. And not only that, like, it looked like somebody actually like took your fucking heads from pictures that they probably stole. I don't know. I'm just thinking from Facebook.
Yeah.
That took that from Facebook and took out all the backgrounds and shit. Man, dude, someone is really trying to earn your affection or some love.
Really great masks that you did there, Corey.
Someone loves you. It ain't fucking me. I do not love you that much.
Check out the Loner spoiler casts, which don't look as good yet. One day they will. But
Jesus Christ, man.
But they're hype. They're good.
Shit.
We're watching all the MCU movies. I just released like a massive version of the Falcon and Winter Soldier. It's like 3 hours long. Go fucking listen to that if you haven't listened to it already. Yeah, and we've got other exciting things in store. Maybe a Twilight review in the future. I don't know. Maybe we'll see that. Anyway, thanks for listening. That's been the show, and bye bye. Hold on, before we end though, I'm just gonna eat real quick.